Thanks, Michelle, for coming in today.
No worries.
Now, I'm just going to explain to you, would you like anything to drink before we
Oh, no,
start?
thank you,
Or
I'm
no,
fine.
you're okay? Excellent. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run through your resume, ask you a few questions about the positions that you've been in, and give you an idea of, I guess, what we're looking for, and also if you have any questions about the role that was advertised.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. So I see that you've currently been working in an accounting firm
Yes, I am.
as an administration officer.
Yep.
Could you tell me a little bit about that position?
Okay. At the moment, administration assistant. So there's a lot of clerical work, awful lot of filing.
How do you find that?
Well, to be totally honest, it's a paper-based system, and I find it a little bit cumbersome. I'm looking for something a little bit more, modern. The company is very good to work for, the people are very good, but I'm finding at the moment that I'm not very challenged by the work that I'm doing, so I'm looking for something a little bit different there. But at the moment, the primary functions of my role are liaising with the taxation office, company BAS statements, customer liaison, booking appointments, managing the company's diary.
And so you've been there for about 6 months now.
Yes.
How many people are in the organisation?
It's a small family-run organisation, so it's one of the smallest companies I've ever worked for, actually. There's 10 employees.
And so what would you, I guess, you've been there now for a little while, and how would the management, how would you describe your managers?
Look, as I said, it is a family, well, it's a small business, and it's run by, it's a family-owned company, so the owners tend to, they have tight rein on what goes on in the business, and I think that they struggle a little bit with change, so they tend to do things the same way they did them when they established the company 25 years ago, and I struggle with the lack of progress and the lack of change in the company. It's quite outdated, which I suppose is the primary reason why I'm looking elsewhere. I'm not challenged by their processes or their systems. So their management style it's a very tightly run organisation, and they do tend to micromanage a lot. Having said that, they're really lovely people. It's just, I suppose I'm not very suited to this style of organisation.
What attracted you to that particular position?
Perfectly honest, it's close to home.
Okay, it's fair enough.
It just, minimal travel for me was beneficial, so.
And how would you describe, I guess, a day in your position? What do you primarily do in your role?
The biggest function of my role is liaising with the taxation office and dealing with customers for their business activity statements. It's a bit more of a bookkeeping role than I was anticipating before I started the job, which is fine. That doesn't faze me at all, but it's not really where my primary interest is. So I'm looking to sort of expand a little bit more into the HR arena. So.
Okay, excellent. And so I guess coming off the back end of tax time, you've been quite busy.
Oh, crazy busy.
So
Crazy busy.
I guess how did you handle all that stress and extra workload?
Well, there's a lot of good systems that we do have in place. I think some of it could be improved, but as I said, they're not particularly open to change, so I've found that a little bit of a struggle. But I like to write lists. I prioritise things, figure out what's got the closest deadline and get it done first. I work well under pressure, so I work well with deadlines and timeframes.
Now I guess, have you ever had to deal with unhappy customers in that particular position?
Yes. Occasionally we have an incident where the ATO will contact a client directly rather than coming through us, and that can cause a client to stress out and panic, because if you get a letter of demand from the ATO, you know, nobody wants one of those.
No.
So, you know, we can quite often have very stressed and irate customers that will call us and say, I've got this letter from the ATO and what do they mean by this is outstanding? Sometimes, you know, there's a lapse in the system with the ATO where we've applied for extensions on certain things for various reasons, whether it's for the customer or our workload or staffing changes or what have you. There are lots of reasons why a tax agent can apply for extensions. So we as an organisation quite often have extensions beyond certain deadlines, but the individual systems at the ATO don't necessarily register all of those at the same time as they do mail outs, which is good fun for us.
So how did you handle?
Well, generally it's just a matter of explaining to the customer really calmly and trying to sort of settle them a little bit. And I've found letting the customer get out what they want to get out first helps. So just listening and then saying, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I know at this point in time. Let me look into it. I will ring you back, making sure you followed through and call the customer back when you say you're going to, even if you know an answer or not. Because sometimes you can sit on the phone with the ATO for an hour before you talk to anybody. So, you know, we just sort of go through that process and firstly listen to them, empathise, do
It's
what
quite
you can.
Role.
Yes, very much so. It's when you've got customers applying for loans for things and they need financial paperwork, and you know, there's just a lot that goes on. And when you're dealing with more than 500 clients, there's a lot of things needed all at the same time.
Financial.
Yes.
A lot of stress.
So people do find money stressful, so it's always an interesting mix of people that you deal with, and how people handle their own stresses is always interesting. But generally, yeah, just listen, be empathetic, do what you can and follow through.
And what type of computer programs, I guess, do you use in this particular position?
In this particular role, there's a few programs that we use. We are a Microsoft organisation, so I'm very proficient with most of the Microsoft Office suite: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, Access, OneNote, pretty across most of them at a very proficient level. We also have some custom designed financial programs. Cash Flow Manager we use, banking programs, MyOb, all of those sorts of standard financial programs, and then some that have been custom built.
So how would you, I guess, rate yourself in the Microsoft Office suite? Would it be advanced?
Yes.
Okay, and you use that frequently?
Daily.
Excellent. And how would you say that you would like to be managed, I guess, in future roles?
Well, as I mentioned, I don't really particularly like micromanaging, but I do like constant feedback. So I think I generally sort of like to be told what I need to do and then say, okay, when do you need it by? And I'll come back to you if I've got a problem. I don't really have an issue saying, hey, I need help, or I've got a question about this, what do I need to do? I have found in previous roles that if you get a chance to sort of touch base with your manager every day or every couple of days and say, this is what I've got on my plate, this is where I'm up to with things, it kind of just helps everything else run smoothly, and you go, well, hey, look, I haven't got as far with this as I needed to, I need a bit of help, what can I do?
Excellent. So you definitely open communication.
Definitely, yep.
Constant feedback or regular feedback.
Yeah, definitely.
Happy to call meetings if you need to.
Yep.
Yep. And how would you just, I guess, what type of environment would you prefer to work in?
Well, I don't like to be bored, so
Definitely.
I like things
This position
to be.
definitely won't find you bored.
I like change, as I said. I like to be challenged. I like not that I like to be overwhelmed with work, but I like things to be busy. I don't want to twiddle my thumbs. I'm not a thumb twiddler. If I run out of things to do, I generally go find something else to do and say, hey, does anybody need help with something? It's just, you know, busy and friendly. I like working with nice people, so.
Definitely. So, I've had a look through your resume, and you've definitely got some really good experience. I noticed in the previous role that you had, you worked for a bank.
Yes.
So, what exactly was that involving?
The last banking role I had was as a customer service representative. So the front counter when you walk in, not a teller, but so I was doing small personal loans and just basically helping customers with opening new accounts and things like that. So there's a lot of needs analysis with that role. So you have a look at the customer when they come in, they might be coming in just to open a new saver account, but you have a quick look through and you go, oh, okay, well I notice you've got a lot of money sitting in this account. What are your plans for that? You're looking to buy a house, you're looking to save for a car, what do you want to do?
It's a lot of forward thinking.
Yeah, maybe we can put that in a term
Preempting.
deposit, earn you some more interest, and just sort of looking at where maybe they can help. And it also obviously is a sales target, and there are certain things that you need to do. You know, we had monthly targets and just finding ways to meet those needs. But you know, there's a big focus too on not selling a customer a product they don't need. So really looking for that need before you drive a product.
Did you enjoy that position?
I really did, yeah. It sort of gives you an opportunity to find a solution to a problem a customer didn't even really know they had. You know, that they're not earning as much interest in this account as they could have, but hey, if we do this, you know, this can earn you the money you need to earn in a faster period of time.
And you were there for a couple of years.
Yes.
What, I guess, made you decide to move on from that position?
As I said, I was moving from branch to branch, so there was a little bit of travel involved in that role, and I wanted to work a bit closer to home. So, unfortunately, there were no permanent positions in a branch that were close to home. So, I decided to look elsewhere.
Excellent. And what, I guess, with your current position, you're wanting to move on.
I am. Yes.
We're located in the CBD. Is that
That's fine.
That's a
Yeah.
problem?
Close enough to home. That's fine.
Excellent. We've got access to transport. We actually don't have parking facilities.
That's fine.
No problem at all. And I guess, what do you think are the three most important things for you in a particular position? Or what do you want the most out of a role?
I want to be challenged. I want to be interested. I want to be happy to go to work. I want to be valued in the company that I'm in. I want my ideas to.
In what way?
Well, where I am at the moment, as I said, they're very resistant to change. So you can come up with as many ideas as you like, but they're never recognised as that can save us a lot of time. Yeah, we should do that. I think of myself as a forward thinker, as a planner, and if I can't sort of utilise that or go, hey, you know, in a team meeting, say, what if we did this? Would that work? Bounce ideas off other people and build on other people's ideas and have people build on mine and sort of, you know, have something go from there.
And do you like to work as part of a team, or would
I
you
do.
like to
I can work well alone. I'm, you know, fairly autonomous, but I enjoy a team environment. I think other people have a lot to offer, and you know, quite often come up with things and solutions to issues that you hadn't thought of. So,
And what, I guess, attracted you to our role that we've advertised?
the variety.
The variety?
Yeah.
In what way?
Well, you've got some project work here, which I find really interesting. So obviously, you know, that's going to be a lot of variety in the role. So I'm looking for, I'm assuming, a bit of research and.
Definitely, there's a lot of research. I guess there's a lot of scope within the position.
Yeah.
As well, which I'll go into further in just a second. So the role will be quite busy.
Well, it says that there's support for 4 consultants, so I'm assuming that there's going to be, you know, dealing with different people and different styles of work.
I mean, recruitment is a very fast-paced industry, so you're always getting all different types of people. We in the Brisbane office have 10 consultants covering the service lines that were advertised. What attracted you to our position that we've advertised?
I've always wanted to work in recruiting. I find, well, obviously I have experience in finance and I have experience in accounting, so you know that's sort of got that section down pat. So I kind of think that will fit in with the, you know, finance department here. But I have wanted to work in recruiting. I find the HR environment really interesting. I have a Cert 4 in business administration, which you'll see on my resume.
Definitely. I was going to ask you about that.
I would like to, you know, progress that a bit further.
In what area?
Well, I'd like to do a diploma of management to start with, and then probably look at going to uni and maybe doing a HR or marketing degree. At some stage, hopefully in the next few years, I'll get there.
Which I guess definitely leads on to my next question is what are your career goals? Where do you see yourself?
Working with you. Is that a good answer?
Great answer.
I honestly, I do envision that I'll continue studying, so progress my study at the moment. So I'm looking for a job that's going to be stable and flexible enough with study. I've read really good things on your website about the company, and I think that I'd be a good fit and it would fit me. So, but I guess I can't say that I don't see myself working here in 5 years, because I could quite easily.
Yes.
Could even see myself working here in 10 years if everything goes really well. But I would like to probably end up in some sort of HR management role, or even HR marketing. So they're my areas of interest. So
okay, excellent. Right. As the ad indicated, we're a national company, so our head office is based in Melbourne. We have offices all around Australia. Brisbane is quite a small office, but we're looking to grow that. We do specialise, so accounting, finance, banking, administration. The team that the person would be working with is currently sitting at 2 consultants, and you would be assisting them on a day-to-day basis.
Yep.
So doing just general administration, phone calls, helping them with advertising, helping them working on bulk recruitment, which we sometimes do for large banking corporations. So we might say, for example, have National Australia Bank wanting to recruit graduates. So you'd be working within that team, doing, assisting the consultants with the interview process, their psychometric testing, collecting all their information together, and also helping them with reference checking. You would do reference checking as well, but it would depend on the level of the role.
Yep.
Recruitment is a very busy industry, so the day will go very quickly. Sometimes you'll be stressed, sometimes it'll be a little bit smoother, but no day is ever the same. Do you have any, questions about our company or the position?
Well, no, as I said, I have had a good look at your website, so I'm pretty familiar with the company. I guess there's project work written down on the bottom here.
So from time to time we might, definitely in quieter periods, we'll get you to do a bit of research into, markets that we could leverage off. Obviously recruitment is sales based.
Yes.
So it's all about, finding that next sale and how we're going to go about that. So it might be, checking out websites, who's going where, who could be recruiting, finding out a little bit more about the companies, things like that.
Yep.
So definitely research based project work.
Great.
So what I'm doing, at the moment, I'm still interviewing candidates.
Okay.
We should know something by the end of the week,
Okay.
and we will be in touch.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.